Awake My Soul, written by Sister Juliet Copa, narrated by Sister Shell Paul. The same week the ministry approached me about the office of a deaconess, my husband and I received an eviction notice. Our apartment complex would be doing a complete renovation of our building and gave us 60 days to be out. The complex told us that we could move into another building, so we spent the next day in fasting and prayer before seeing the available units. The Lord had directed us to this apartment a year ago, and we were confident God would take care of the situation. The next day, the only remaining available unit was far less desirable than our current one and much more expensive. We felt defeated and disappointed. We agreed that my husband would go into the leasing office the next day, and if nothing changed, we would leave our current complex and begin looking at other apartments. I wasn't able to accompany my husband to the office because I had to work late, but I snuck out to my car during the time he was there. God directed me to the scripture in 2 Nephi chapter 4. "O wretched man that I am." It was exactly how I felt, completely wretched. I had allowed myself to doubt God, to become angry, to even be distracted from the beautiful calling He had just bestowed upon me. As I read on in the chapter, Nephi describes the amazing things God had done for him. And I began to think of what God has done for me. He blessed us with good jobs, a comfortable home, a strong marriage, and placed us in a wonderful branch. He hath filled me with His love. Why was I allowing myself to doubt? Finally, I got to verse 28. Awake my soul, no longer droop in sin. As I read these words, I lost it. I raised my hands over my head, right there in the parking garage at work, and shouted with tears running down my face, "Awake my soul!" I knew at that moment God would take care of us. At the same time, my husband was at the leasing office. The only person available was the leasing manager. It just so happened that there was a unit coming available that was a perfect fit, and the manager was the only person who knew about it. Just last week, the complex paid movers to transfer us into a beautiful apartment. It's larger than our old one, and the increase in rent was the exact same amount as my increase in salary for the year. The Lord reminded me that He is in control, and there is no reason to wallow in trial or sin. God showed me that if I trust Him, He can open doors that I didn't even know existed.